Hey everyone, how's it going? Mrs. Gamergeek here, and today I'm asking Gamergeek your questions. A bunch of our Discord community members compiled a list of questions for the Geek, and if you are 13 or older and want your name on the list for next time, head on over to our Discord server. The link is in the description box down below. So our first question is from HitUp. They asked, how old are you?
I'm about to turn 25.
And the follow-up from Raj is, when is your birthday?
August 11th.
And Brystein says, what's your most memorable birthday?
I don't really think I have a memorable birthday. Probably when I was in maybe 7th grade. I had a couple of friends come over and we tried to set a record for gaming in my parents' basement, and my dad came down in the middle of it and yelled at us to go to sleep because it was like 2 in the morning.
Dang, it's IM, aka Unknown, asks, how tall are you?
5'10".
And what's your favorite food? Do you like spicy food?
I mean, I'm partial to spicy food, but my favorite food would have to be spaghetti.
And do you like to cook?
No.
What's your favorite soda?
Oh, Mountain Dew.
Drunk Barry wants to know, what are your hobbies?
Gaming, game development, YouTube, being lazy.
What makes you the happiest?
Spending time with my wife. Aw, no, playing video games and like hanging out with my wife.
So you said in your update video that you have a full-time job. What kind of job is it? What do you do?
Well, I work in security. I know, oddly enough, I don't have anything to do with computers or IT or anything like that.
What's your favorite movie?
Deadpool.
Sim Drab Bros wants to know, do you like Star Wars?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like Minecraft?
Yeah, I paid for it.
Do you like Pokemon Go?
I used to when it initially came out, but after a while I just kind of, I stopped playing for a while, and then it just sort of found its way off of my phone.
What Pokemon's your favorite?
Ooh, I always thought Lugia was pretty sweet back when Game Boy Color was still running around, but I don't know. I could also, because I remember playing Pokemon Sapphire so clearly when I was younger, and I remember how excited I was when I got the legendaries, like for Kyogre, and I remember Rayquaza in Emerald, so I'd have to say probably Kyogre.
If you could have lunch with one person, alive or dead, who would it be?
Alive or dead, if I could have lunch with one person, probably you as my wife, because I mean, who else am I going to have lunch with? I don't
You wouldn't pick Ryan Reynolds?
I'm a loner who makes video games. I'm not going to go hang out with other people. I'm going to have lunch with my wife because I love you.
I would go have lunch with Ryan Reynolds then.
All right, fine. I'll leave you for Ryan Reynolds.
Growing up, did you hate high school?
I mean, we all did. I don't think there's a single person who went through high school who legitimately liked it in all sense of the word, but I mean, it was fine. I made it through.
What was your worst class in high school?
Ooh, probably history, because it was so hard to pay attention.
What was your college major?
Criminal justice.
For what in your life do you feel most grateful?
I'd say, like, family and community. The community that we've managed to grow is pretty sweet.
So I guess this next question, do you like your family? Is already answered.
Well, my parents are cool, and I mean, my brother's all right, I guess. His son is easily the best part of his part of the family, like, no doubt.
Jet Smiley Face is Gamergeek secretly comics versus the world in disguise, or vice versa?
Crap, you figured me out. No, I'm not my brother in disguise, and he's not me in disguise. One of us has to be the better looking, and that burden, unfortunately, lays upon my shoulders. My skull is shinier and glows brighter green. Will
you and your brother ever collaborate in a video?
I had the plan to make a Super Smash Brothers like rip-off fan game, but it was for, I was gonna do a challenge. How fast can I basically rip off Super Smash Brothers? I was gonna try and do it within 48 hours, but and I was gonna have him come over and actually play the game once it was done, but I got really lazy and never actually like finished it. But no, we're going to collab on the Patreon exclusive thing that's coming, and we're going to collab on videos about the Flash game once it's done and stuff like that.
So everybody knows that Comics versus the World is your brother. Are you the younger brother or the older one?
I'm the younger one by 3 years.
And what do you dislike about your brother?
Well, I would jokingly say his voice, but everyone says that we sound the same, so I don't think that'd be a good idea to go with that one. I don't think there's any, like I said, there's nothing really to dislike about him. I mean, he's all right.
Cal L wants to know, have you ever told your brother to make a video on something? And if yes, what was that video? And did he even make it?
Well, one, I'm shocked that Superman's invested in my Discord. It's pretty awesome. Celebrity. But aside from that, not really. Ever since he started his channel, obviously way before I started mine, my dad and I were the only ones that were ever really invested because we were the ones that understood the comic stuff. Like, my mom never really understood what the discussions were about. But we never really told him to make a video, other than like maybe like a passing joke about how he should make a video on something specific. We've never actually sat down and said we really wanted to see one video or the other.
Kayla Boo asks my favorite question, and she said, how did you land a woman like Mrs. Gamergeek?
Oh, that's easy. You go to Walmart. They typically have a couple of them lined up on the shelf. There's usually one or two throughout the day. If you just, you get there at a good time, you can get them while they're in stock. Humor is how I got it.
What year did you meet Mrs. Gamergeek?
We met in, what was it, 2016? We met, but we didn't actually get together until 2017.
This person's trying to set you up for failure, Drunk Barry.
Drunk Barry, come on, man. I thought you were cool.
He said, what do you like about Mrs. Gamergeek? And what do you dislike?
The fact is, like, you're very supportive. As soon as I started this channel, you were 100% on board with me doing it and me working on it. And then as soon as the Flash game took off and became, like, a really big thing, you were immediately on board. Like, the level of commitment is, like, seriously unmatched. Like, you just jump right in on whatever I'm doing, and you have to be a part of it. You have to be, like, making sure things go the correct way. Like, you make sure nothing falls apart. Because let's face it, like, the Discord channel or the server when it started, it was pretty bad. It was just like 3 text channels, and it was like really all over the place, no rules or anything like that. And then you came in, you worked with Codemations and made the mod rules and all that good stuff, and you kind of helped set things in motion for the little mini mods that we have now.
Kayla Boo wants to know, how many fur babies do you and Mrs. Gamergeek have, and what are their names?
We have a cat. Her name is Turtle Dove because she is a tortoise color cat. She's got the brown and like the different shades of brown and black. And you are the one who wanted to start calling her Turtle. And I came up with Turtle Dove to kind of make it not stupid as an animal name.
Hey!
But we don't even call her that anyway. Most of the time we just refer to her as Putty.
Putty Tat.
Putty Tat. Well, then we have the 2 chinchillas. The oldest is named Oliver, and then we have the younger chinchilla, the special needs one, that's Quinn, who was supposed to be named Queen, but you misheard me.
Yes, he wanted to name it Oliver and Queen after Green Arrow, but I misheard him, so it's Oliver and Quinn now. Sorry. All right, what do you enjoy or like more, DC Comics or Marvel Comics?
So back in the day when I was younger, I used to like heavily favor Marvel over DC. At this point, I feel like as I got older, I realized I could just kind of be a fan. I got caught up in that like fandom war, which is still going on for a lot of people, that if you're a fan of one, you really can't be a true fan of the other. But I mean, at this point, I enjoy both comic companies. I enjoy both companies' characters. I think the stories are good for different reasons. I think DC's stories bring a lot of things to the table that Marvel's doesn't, but I think at the same time Marvel brings a lot of things to the table that DC doesn't, and at the end of the day they both rip off each other anyway at this point, so who cares?
Have you read every single Flash comic?
I have not read every single Flash comic, but I've read a lot of Flash comics. He's one of my favorite DC characters, if anything just because of the science behind him. Like, if you really think about what can be achieved with just the movement speed that he has, it's really awesome to think about, and I like how the writers get really creative with him.
Fatty Bomb Bomb says, We see we have a Mr. and Mrs. Gamergeek, but will we see a mini Gamergeek soon?
No, we're not planning on having any kids, but we can dress up the chinchilla and, stick him in a little skull costume if you want to see a mini Gamergeek. I'm sure he'll sit through it for a little bit.
Yeah, and we really enjoy being aunt and uncles to baby comics versus the world. The Senate asks, when did you start watching Flash?
So I never actually sat down to fully commit to the show when it first came out. It was something that I did see like when it was first released, and I was interested in it, but it being like a TV show like of the Flash, I didn't think with the budget and the production value, obviously, that a lot of live action shows have that try to emulate things like superheroes and stuff. I just didn't think it was going to be the greatest. So it's not something I truly paid attention to until I think when season 3 or 4 had actually come out. That's when I sat down and really started paying attention to the show. So I was a little late to what was going on. But obviously with the, ingenious invention of Netflix and my hobby of laziness, you can really, speed through a show pretty easily.
Who is your favorite Flash character?
Well, I've said this before. I actually said in my last update video, but Godspeed. I loved him in the comics when he was first introduced. Like I said, I think back in, 2016, something like that. But he's easily one of my favorite Flash characters, and I think he was such a cool villain. And so I was really happy when they put him in the show because I think he's really awesome.
Why did you start making this game?
So this is actually a funny story I explained to another Discord user already. So I wanted to collaborate with my brother on a project, and I didn't know where to really go from this. So I decided to make a DCEU Flash demo just to kind of get him on board as like a way of saying, let's make a game together, because that's what I really wanted to do. And I knew he had worked on Tekko's game, which Tekko shut down and, faked that whole cease and desist thing. So I invited my brother over. He took a look at the demo, and when he saw it, he got really excited. He lit up, and he got really excited, and he said, let's make this the game. Let's make this the collab project. And I said, okay. And that's when he stopped me. He said, can we change it, though? I want to make it about the CW Flash. The community really deserves this game. They've been waiting for one. And so I completely overhauled the DCEU Flash demo I had made it the CW Flash, and it really turned into what it is now. The first trailer is actually the DCEU Flash demo. That's what I overhauled into the first trailer. There's actually the full movie version Flash in the game files that's just not visible because I never showed it, but it's still there.
When are you looking for more development team members?
So this is a question I get a lot. Unfortunately, the short version is just we're not at this point. We don't really need anything from other people. Maybe like we get character models and things from Discord community members occasionally, like we did with Godspeed. But like at this point, we're not looking for another development team member. We have Codemations working on the environment, 3D modeling. We have myself working on 3D modeling and all of the Unreal Engine stuff. And then we have my brother doing all the writing and all the creative design. Like we really don't need a whole nother community member. So at this point, I don't really think we're ever going to look for one. But if we do, as I've said before, we will reach out to the community about it.
What character are you most excited to add into the game?
Well, it was Godspeed, and he's already in there, so that's great.
Do you know Java or C#?
I do know Java. I actually took a course on that, I think 2-3 years ago, and I learned it while I was also in high school as well, but the course I took was to get my certification in it after high school. But C# I do not know.
Mr. Anonymous asks, what will you be doing after the game is finished?
After the game is finished, I'm going to be jumping ship and working on the next fan game. Like I said, I have something in the works at the moment for Patreon exclusive. It's going to be a fun thing that I think the Patreon members will enjoy. Hopefully encourage more people to sign up because there will be things that I'm releasing to them. So I'm going to be focusing on that. But also, I have another fan game in mind that's going to be going on after the Flash game. Hopefully more community members can get excited about it. After each game is done, I'm trying to go to another game that I think the community has been waiting on a little too long.
What are your top 5 DC characters?
Top 5 DC characters, like I've said before, Godspeed. I'm a huge fan of Wonder Woman. She is badass and is, I don't think, ever going to be properly represented how she should in live action movies. No offense to obviously Gal Gadot or any of them, but like the animated versions kick ass in a way that the live action can never do.
I love Gal Gadot though.
I mean, yeah, no, she, like I said, she plays the part well, but you just can't match the animated version with like how she fights, and like the voice acting is incredible. It's kind of a cop out, but I would say Batman, because he is obviously the best at literally anything that the writers want him to be at, the best at. Doomsday was easily one of my favorite characters, just because of how awesome, you know, he's able to take out the entire Justice League single-handedly. Past that, I would say Darkseid.
Leggy asked, are there going to be secret outfits / characters you can unlock by doing certain things?
Oh yeah. Like I said in my last update video, secret characters and skins and things like that are going to be sprinkled all throughout the city once I fully implement that in the game. Some will be super hidden, others will just be walking around and hiding in plain sight. It's up to you to figure out where they are.
Are you thinking of adding Arrow to the game?
Well, for people who saw the first video, he's there. I just haven't done anything with him past putting him in. It's up to my brother to really figure out what we're doing with him.
Kal-El says, can you please add Speedster Yoda to the game? If you do, then please make sure he looks 900 years old. Thanks.
So I'm not really sure where to go. It's not the question I expected to get. Speedster Yoda. I'm not gonna. I never shut down community members because, you know, I don't ever want to shut down.
Baby Yoda all the way.
I don't want to shut down anybody's ideas. I want everyone to feel like they had a hand in at least steering this game a little bit. But I'm not sure I can. I'll tell you, like I tell everybody, maybe Speedster Yoda can come into play, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
So how many Patreon members do you have now?
I think we're up to like 2 or 3 at this point. Oh yeah, we're really making that money. No, it's at the end of the day, I'm not too concerned about the Patreon growth or the channel growth. I would love to have everybody obviously be a Patreon member, and I would love for this to really take off, and I don't have to go to work anymore. I can spend all day working on games, updating videos like every other day, and communicating with Discord community members all the time. I'd love to do that. And it obviously sucks that I have to go away for 8 to 9 hours a day to go work and then come back just to get maybe a few hours at most doing what I like to do, and then I have to go to sleep just to kind of repeat the cycle. So yeah, I would love for everything to take off, but at the moment, just the few Patreon members. I'm hoping the exclusive stuff coming to Patreon kind of bumps that up a little bit, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it works out, it works out.
And finally, when is your next update video coming?
Well, they usually are pretty consistent about every weekend, because I do put a lot of work into the fan games. So yeah, about every weekend you should expect to see an update video. If you don't see an update this weekend, it's because I got extremely busy with work and stuff. But yeah, maybe Saturday or Sunday.
All right, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Head over to Discord and Patreon, and we will see you all in the next one.